to be put in their contract.
What kind of an impact can all of this have on Hollywood going forward?
Well, there's been such an outcry for more diversity and better representation, both, on screen and behind the scenes. And I think that when more people are speaking out in support of change, that means that we're going to see it. I mean, you saw some of Hollywood's biggest stars on national television tonight advocating for more diversity. And I think that with every year, we'll see a little bit more of that come to pass.
But it is some of Hollywood's biggest stars, but not sure if necessarily they're the biggest stars in this country itself. And The Shape of Water is one of those movies that a lot of people are saying that there are more people who will climb Mount Everest this year than have seen that movie at all.
Right.
They didn't necessarily go for a popular movie at all.
No, this was a strange year in that way. There wasn't that sort of, last year we saw with La La Land. It was a big Hollywood movie with big Hollywood stars that everyone saw, and if you hadn't seen it, you'd at least heard about it. This was a real art house year. We saw a lot of very small budget films being celebrated. I mean, even a movie like Get Out, which had such a huge impact, you heard a lot of people talking about it, was made in 23 days or something like that. I mean, these are small films that we're seeing celebrated in a really big way.
Yeah, it was made over 23 days for a budget of $4 million, and Call Me by Your Name only made $13 million. That's the lowest for any Best Picture nominee.
Wow.
Our Leslie Messer there in Hollywood for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leslie. And our Oscar coverage continues later on in this half hour and throughout the morning right here on ABC. So keep it here.
Big night in Hollywood. But we're going to turn right now to the Russia investigation, reportedly expanding to include possible influence peddling from the Middle East.
And the New York Times says Special Counsel Robert Mueller is trying to find out if the United Arab Emirates poured money into President Trump's campaign in an attempt to buy political influence. Sources tell the paper that Mueller is focusing on George Nader, a Lebanese-American businessman with close ties to the UAE. They say he was a frequent White House visitor and met with the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
And the president is so far withstanding fierce criticism over his plan to slap some big tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. The British Prime Minister says that she registered her deep concern about the tariffs in a phone call with President Trump. Now, the president's formal announcement of the tariffs is expected this week. Advisors say it will not include exemptions for any country. In a late-night tweet about the tariffs, the president said, sorry, it's time for a change.
And more severe weather is on the way, even before damage from the last storm is cleaned up. The northern plains are getting blizzard conditions right now. That storm will seem to stall tonight, but then re-strengthen as it reaches the northeast. It'll arrive before all power is restored along the coast, and ABC's Kenneth Moten has more.
The Northeast, a mangled mess of toppled trees, blocked roads, and complete darkness. More than 2 million people lost power at the height of that monster nor'easter. Hundreds of thousands still desperate to get back on the grid before the next storm hits.
I've never seen it this bad. And as I said, I've been here for 50 years.
Officers in western New Jersey are warning residents to beware of live wires like this one. People in Wayne County, Pennsylvania told it could be days before the lights are turned back on. In Fairfax County, Virginia, Scott Rowland was sleeping Friday morning when he heard the wind, then the crash.
Horrific crash, and then the weight that the whole ceiling and roof had come down on top of me.
His 100-foot tall red oak sliced through his bedroom wall. Rowland pinned but alive.
I mean, if that's not a miracle, what is?
Falling trees blamed toward